Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Bobby. I hope you had a great weekend. You know, I have for you this morning a drill. It's one of my favorite drills, and it's done so much for so many of my golfers in providing just an acute awareness of where this club head is by way of performing this drill. And this will give you the same magic that you've seen in the better players that you play with. Have you ever noticed a really good player can take a divot at will? That's one thing. Or they can pick it clean at will. They're not stuck doing one or the other. They can do either one at being, called upon, the necessity of the shot. Or they can hit the ball when it's down below their feet and have to play it off their back foot for whatever reason. They can still catch it clean. They know where that club head is. Or if it's on a hanging lie, both uphill and side hill lie, or even if it's in a branch, in a tree, they can hit it because they really have a full understanding and sense of where this club head is at all time. And this drill will do a lot to provide that for you. Now, I have 3 golf balls. So I have one, there's number 1, number 2, number 3. Let me say that again. This is number 1, number 2, and number 3. My feet are opposite 1 and 3. Now, if you're like most golfers, you'll find it really easy to hit the ground next to one of those golf balls, but not particularly easy to hit it next to the other 2. I want you to be able to hit next to all 3. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with my club in the middle, but I'm going to hit the ground next to number 1. Not bad. Number 2. Number 3. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Now, most of you are going to find it a whole lot easier to hit either 2 or 3, or perhaps both of them, than number 1. Why is that? Well, because most people are clean pickers. Most people just kind of hit up on the golf ball, and therefore number 2 and number 3 work well for them. But if you want to put some zip in your iron shots, and as I say, you want to just develop an overall sense of being able to put this club where you want it at command, because there are so many shots that require that, then you need to learn to hit number 1. It's a ball striking quality that you need within your arsenal. And so I want you to look at my feet, because it's not an eye-hand coordination thing. It has to do more with leg action. Look where I am on number 1. I'm over there versus number 3. Number 1, number 3. This is leg action. Now, if knowing that you perform that drill and you get to the point where you can hit number 1 just as easily as number 3, then your job, just to clean up your ball striking a little bit, would be to say, okay, my legs got me over there to number 1. I can do that now. Then what's that have to do with hitting a standard shot off the fairway? Well, a standard shot off the fairway would be one where you're swinging to 1, but the ball is more like at 2. And boy, what a zip that'll put on that golf ball. Look at my little divot a little bit after the ball. Why? Because I set my sights on something that I'd already shown myself with a little deliberate work that I can hit. And so I really suggest that you work through this drill. Now, if you have a problem hitting your 3-wood off the fairway, this will prove to be magic. Because the reason so many people have a problem hitting the 3-wood off the deck is because, well, they play the ball forward in their stance, and they're already maligned with a problem hitting too far behind it, kind of picking it clean. But that doesn't work with a 3-wood, so what do? They either hit the ground back here, and it destroys the shot, or missing the ground, and they're so far on their way up that they just kind of clip the very top of the ball, and then the shot is ruined. And so this is a great drill. Let me say it again. 1, 2, 3. Start with number 1. Go to number 2. Go to number 3. And when you can hit number 1 as easily as number 3, roll out number 2 and give it a swing like you're going to number 1, and you won't believe how the terrific blast that will depart from your face with. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.